Hey guys, watching a march today at the White House. It's a bilingual march by, I guess, mostly illegal immigrants who are demanding citizenship, some sort of amnesty. They seem to be very well organized. They seem to be, the whole march seems to be very well orchestrated. They're wearing matching, t-shirts, hats. They have banners. I mean, this is funded. This is paid for. This is well done. They're very organized people, and this is what I've been telling you guys for a long time, that the Democrats they're strategic. They are organized. They have they have plans. They know what they're doing when they want something done. So what they're doing right now, for those of you who haven't seen it, is they're doing this. They are putting pressure on the Biden-Harris administration, because right now is their chance. Where they legalize 11 million people. This is their chance. And I can guarantee you, unless the Republican Party wakes up or the Trump Party wakes up, every single one of those people in the next election, as soon as they're able to, obviously they're going to vote Democrat. Why? Because they're the ones that gave them the pathway to, or that made them citizens, right? And their relatives are going to vote Democrat, and whoever, their friends, are going to vote Democrat, because at that point, what they have just become, as soon as Biden signs any type of pathway to citizenship, what they have just become is an ambassador for the Democratic Party. So at that point, you have 11 million new, not only future voters, because, it's a pathway to citizenship. It's not what the hell is going on here? Oh, it's a pathway to citizenship. It's not a automatic citizenship. But in any case, eventually they're going to be able to vote. But if Biden does this, if Biden does pass some sort of amnesty, or he does establish some sort of pathway to citizenship, 11 million people just became ambassadors to the Democrats. Now, for those of you who are so stupid to think you are guaranteed multiple terms in Congress, listen to this, okay? For those of you who are so stupid to think any amount of money, any amount of power, any amount of anything guarantees you anything, let me tell you what the Democrats' next move could be. And I'm talking about maybe it won't happen the next year, but don't feel so secure, don't feel so safe. They're going to find districts where they need to take you out of, and they will move as many people there. They will physically move people there. If it's red, they'll turn it blue, because it doesn't take that many people to turn a district from red to blue. And that they will strategically, because these people are strategic, okay? They will strategically place people in your district to make sure they get you the F out of Congress. So don't ever, 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 ever feel anything is guaranteed, no matter who you're threatening, no matter what you're doing, no matter how much power you feel you have. Because unless you keep moving around finding districts, you don't think they're already targeting you? You don't think they're already looking at these districts thinking, okay, how many people do we need to get into that district? 1 million? 500,000? 400,000? And we get them to vote blue? And we give them whatever they want, because they will own them at that point. And so, I think it's funny that again, I've been saying this for months and for years. You think some Democrats have woke up? Yeah, but if they give citizenship to 11 million new people, or pathway to citizenship to 11 million new people, it's going to get really complicated, because again, they're not only future voters, but they just become ambassadors, because now they will be huge supporters of the Democrat Party, because they're demanding it. They're not demanding it from Trump. They're demanding it from Biden. If Biden gives it to them, he just gave them what they wanted. And I haven't looked at the exact numbers and how some of these districts are. I mean, I know they seem to be very, very red, and they win, 20 something to 70 something. But in a matter of 2 years, that can be completely turned around, because the Democrats are capable of anything. Did you watch them sneak in 15,000 people last week or 2 weeks ago? You saw that, right? So you don't think they can sneak in whatever voters they need into your district so they can get you out and vote you out? They can, and they will do it if they have to. It's called strategies. They're really smart. They don't fight with one another. They stick together. So, if I were some of these Republican candidates or whatever, who feel they are, almighty, I wouldn't feel that way. I would try to watch my own back and work on my own strategies and do whatever I have to do before I'm out there threatening people and doing all kinds of things and trying to take other Republicans out, I'm just saying, our real fight is supposed to be the Democrats, not each other. From what I'm seeing now, I don't think it'll be long before supposedly Biden, does what they want, as we say in Spanish, de su brazo a torcer, which means, he will give in to their demands, because they're just going to keep getting better. This is the first march that I see recently, but they're going to keep their marches are going to keep getting stronger. Their movement is going to keep getting stronger. They're demanding a pathway to citizenship, and Biden is going to give it to them. Trump didn't, obviously, but Biden is going to. And once he does that, again, he's going to have a whole new base of ambassadors for him and his party, in their party, and they're going to target whatever districts they need to target, whatever they feel are the most dangerous, whatever districts. I don't know what just happened. The most dangerous districts, or whatever they may be. I don't feel that way. I don't feel that they deserve citizenship. I'm just saying that's what's happening. I don't have any control over this. I'm a political analyst, and everything for some reason I've sort of predicted has happened, unfortunately. And I was sitting at home in May of 2020, covering my eyes, watching the George Floyd thing go down, and thinking to myself, why are we taking this on? Why are we fighting against this? Why can't we just shut the F up, not say anything, not say anything at all, whatsoever. Just stay quiet. Just let the president make a good, proper statement, and this is not a fight, It was he was a drug addict. Yeah, he was this, he was that, he was a criminal, he was a rapist, he was this, he was that. This is not a fight. It was not a Trump supporter fight. Whatever happened to that man on whatever, because regardless of the chemical reasons why he died, regardless of whether he was, completely drugged out, regardless of whatever, he had a heart attack, or he had this, or he had that. The bottom line is that optics is what the Democrats use. We use it too. I mean, when I hear now Republicans talk about AOC being a bartender and going from there to Congress, but then we have people that are just like that, I'm like, really? Anyway, why couldn't we just stay quiet about the whole George Floyd thing? Just not say anything at all. Just, we know that police brutality is wrong. It should be, it should be banned. Trump eventually, a few days later, came out and made a statement that nobody paid attention to but us. I paid attention to it. I wrote a letter to the White House saying, please do something. You got to do something. You have to do something. You have to say something about this. This is a major lost political opportunity. This could be so determining in the 2020 election unless you come out and say something against what just happened. And he did a few days later, but it was too late. It was too late, you know. And this is what his advisors are not telling him. This is what his advisors are not advising him. And he lost millions of votes to that, you know. And the Democrats gained millions of votes to that, because I don't doubt that they cheated, but how much did they cheat by? How much did they actually cheat by, guys? How many millions of votes can they actually cheat by? You know, and I wouldn't doubt that they cheated in key states, key electoral college, you know, where we needed electoral votes. Or were, you know, those key states like Arizona, like Georgia, like other places. But how many votes did they actually cheat by? You know, did they really actually cheat by 8 million votes? Do you really think so? I don't think so, guys. And again, I don't doubt that that Trump possibly won because Hillary won the popular vote in 2016, but Trump still won the election, as far as I know, you know, because it's by the Electoral College. So again, we just have to start being real, because if we start, you know, really, Steve, so the election was completely stolen. Okay. So you don't think not responding to what millions of people saw of this criminal, of this drug addict being killed on the side of the road affected the election? You don't think that had any sort of effect on the election? Are you, like, you honestly mean to tell me that you don't think that that either pushed millions of people to vote, or got some people to turn against our president, or just got people to not vote at all? Be honest with you. Be honest with me. Like, be honest with yourself. I mean, this is how I would have handled it, okay? And this is what I advised to him. I actually sent a letter to President Trump's assistant. And 2 days later, he actually did exactly what my letter said, whether he decided to do it on his own or whatever. But, you know, African Americans are part of America's population, okay? I don't agree with the BLM organization, because they've created so much freaking, you know, violence and everything else. They've created so much division, violence. They've taken advantage of this. They've taken advantage of somebody's death to promote their own agenda, their own communist, Marxist agenda. I get it. Okay. I get it. Okay. However, if you take all that out of it and you just be real with yourself, Black people are part of the American culture and America. Okay. Black people, and see, this is where so many millions of you fell right into their trap, because they named their organization Black Lives Matter. Guys, Black lives do matter, but not as an organization that you're not. See, they got you because they got you to say, no, Black lives don't matter. No. Well, yes, they do. Your organization is a bunch of criminals and a bunch of agitators and a bunch of thugs, not thugs, but a bunch of actually a bunch of brilliant minds working together to divide America. But that's their org. But the bottom line is that Black lives do matter. And if you see a white or a black or a yellow or a brown or a red person killed on the street, you must stand up and say something. Boy, vecina. The bottom line is that if President Trump, I mean, I don't know, I guess maybe he didn't care or something, but I think the Black vote is very important. And I know it's low, because I know it's only about 12% or something, but it's not just about the Black vote. It's about, and you know, they say that he got the highest Black vote in history, whatever. Okay, but it's not just about the Black vote. Somebody's voting for Biden, you know? And again, I know there's a lot of evidence of them cheating. I get all that. There's a lot of evidence of them cheating. And I don't have a doubt in my mind that they actually cheated, because they do it in our countries too. They cheat. That's what they do. But how much do they cheat by? How much exactly did they cheat by? How many millions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, you really think they cheated by 8 million people? You really believe that? I've talked to so many people who support Trump, who supported him since day one, who feel that the way the George Floyd thing was handled was wrong. And, you know, it's hard for me to judge President Trump because I support him 100%, 100%. And I can't imagine being in his shoes and having so much pressure. But you know, it was a fight that we as Trump supporters didn't have to take on. I made video after video about it. I wish I would have more reach at the time, because it was a fight that all of us needed to just be quiet about, stay home, and continue being in our lockdown about, and not say anything about. Of course it matters. Of course it matters by how much. Because if whatever they didn't cheat by is the amount of votes that Biden got, why is that disgusting administration even, or that disgusting party even getting as many votes as they're getting? Why? Because obviously something about the Republican or Trump party is turning them on. Of course it matters. Of course it matters. You know, you go run your credit card, and whatever money you have in there matters. Numbers do matter. Of course it matters, because if they cheated by 4 million, maybe they wouldn't have gotten away with it. You know, if they cheated, but if they cheated by 8 million, then they got away with it. But exactly how much did they cheat by? How many people decided to come out and vote for the first time? How many people decided to come out and vote for the first time because the Republican Party decided to take on this fight against the George Floyd case? I mean, they should have been able to go out there and protest and do whatever the hell they wanted, and because the bottom line is that I as an immigrant, I stand with you, all of you, against immigrants. I don't stand with you against black people or against any type of supportive police brutality. I'm sorry, I don't stand with you for that. You know, I stand with good police. I stand with law and order. And law and order is not grabbing someone and kneeling on their neck for 8 or 9 minutes. You know, I'm sorry, that's not law and order. In Mexico, they recently did that, and all those people immediately went to jail. All those police officers immediately went to jail. As an immigrant, I stand with you against illegal immigration. As an immigrant, I stand with you against people coming into your country and taking over your country and destroying your culture. I stand with you as an immigrant. But I don't stand against black people, because they belong in your country, because they are part of your culture, because they are the ones that built your country. And I don't stand with you against them. And when I see a man being killed on the side of the road, I don't stand with you for that. And I will never stand with you for that. Because I don't care if the guy was a freaking drug addict. I don't care if the guy was on drugs. I don't care if the guy raped his mother 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago. The bottom line is that the guy did not deserve to get his freaking neck stepped on for 8 minutes. You handcuff him, you throw him in the back of a car, you let him kick, you let him scream, you let him pee all over himself, you let him do whatever he wants. But you don't cut off his circulation. You don't cut off his breathing. Because if I see it that way, that means millions of people are seeing it that way. And what matters is optics right now. And that's what you guys don't get. These people are going to destroy America. Here I am risking my life at the border. Here I am doing all the things that I'm doing. And you're going to take on a fight against what was obvious police brutality? Like, why couldn't you just stay quiet and not say anything at all and just focus on things that matter, you know? Just focus on what matters. Focus on the fact that your borders are wide open. That's what matters. You know, don't focus right now on like, guys, I see Republicans focusing on taking each other out instead of bringing more people in. You know, they're worried about me going to the border and going viral because they know the big mouth that I have. So what's wrong with that? Why wouldn't you want to use me to go out there and make more noise and create a bigger following and get the message out? Why? Because I'm going to interfere with your personal interest or your personal wallet or your personal fundraising or your personal donations or your personal enrichment? Like, again, this is how it works. And I'm sorry, but we should have never, ever, ever taken on the George Floyd fight. Never. We should have just completely stayed quiet about it, said nothing about it, nothing whatsoever. Let them march, let them do whatever. Trump should have come out and said, you know what? Police were, he did a few days later. He made a beautiful video. I wrote a letter to his assistant just saying, oh my God, please take this as a political opportunity. If anything, you know, take it as a political opportunity because the entire world is watching you right now, Mr. President. The entire world is waiting for your response to a black man being murdered on the side of the road. You know, stand up and do something. Say something. You know, say it was wrong. Come out and tell them, you know what? I stand with you. I stand with you against police brutality. And yeah, I respect the police and I back the blue and whatever, but the blue doesn't have the right to kill anybody on the side of the road. That's not law and order. Law and order is not communism. Law and order is not dictatorship. You guys don't want dictatorship, right? You guys don't want communism, right? So, you know, I go by common sense. That's what I go by. I go by common sense. I don't care if George Floyd killed, again, 20 people 20 years ago. The bottom line is that he woke up one morning, he walked out of his house, he got in his car, he drove, he went to the store. Somebody most likely falsely accused him of a fake bill because we never heard about the fake bill again, if you think about it. And somehow he ended up dead. And people say that, the fentanyl and this and that, whatever. But what I saw and what millions of people saw says something else. And yeah, the lab results and the forensics, whatever, and all of that. I get it. I get all that. But okay, you sit there and explain that to 20 or 30 or 40 million people who voted for Biden. Yeah, go from person to person explaining all that to them. They're not going to listen. What would have made an amazing difference was if President Trump came out literally like that afternoon or the next day. He opened up the White House and he welcomed in, a few thousand African-American people or black people and said, you know what, let's work on this. Let's work on this. So you don't die from getting high. You don't die from that. Oh, but people get high all the time and they're not dead. They still come home. He was killed. And yeah, obviously there were underlying whatever conditions or whatever that just made it worse. But he wasn't going to die that day. If it wasn't for somebody kneeling on his neck that day for 8 minutes, he'd still be alive right now. Whether he's a disgusting drug addict and a criminal and a rapist and a woman beater and whatever else he was. That's the bottom line. We don't deal with justice on the street. We deal with justice in a courtroom. That's what the justice system is for. You don't take justice into your own hands and kill them on the side of the road, especially when a video is all over you watching you. It's wrong. And what was that supposed to do? It was going to destroy the Trump presidency, which is what a lot of what we saw. And, and Republican leaders will tell you a whole different thing so you can donate money to them. But we don't have the White House. And these people are fundraising millions of dollars from you. While telling you what you want to hear. They're just telling you what you want to hear. But what are they doing? What exactly are they doing? What are they getting done with your money? With the millions of dollars that you're donating to them? What are they doing exactly? So anyway, we need to be more like the Democrats and organize. Do what they are doing at the White House today. Look at what they are doing at the White House today. and they're going to do it enough, and they're going to do it enough times, and they're going to do it in a you know, they're going to do it, they're going to be persistent enough until Biden makes it seem like they put enough pressure on him. And yeah, well, there's a lot of contributing factors. You know, you talk about contributing factors, then, well, you know, then see, a lot of the things that a lot of people say don't make sense. You could be high and you're not going to die on the side of the road. I saw the guy scream saying he couldn't breathe, and millions of people saw that too. I mean, why couldn't they just let him get back up and throw him in the back of a cop car? First of all, not really. What for? Where's the $20 bill? I mean, yeah, he was resisting arrest, but aren't you against communism? Don't you go out there every other day and scream that you don't want communism? So you're okay with anybody on the street getting arrested for no reason without like any sort of evidence of any kind? So if I, so you would be okay with me claiming that, I don't know, just anything bogus, right? While you're walking down the street, and for cops to come and grab you and beat the crap out of you, and obviously you're going to resist the arrest. Again, not obviously, because the guy was a drug addict, but I'm just saying, like, why did they even arrest him like that? I mean, they could have questioned him, you know, they could have searched him, they could have done all kinds of things, like, but arrest him and put him on the ground and do all the things that they did over some allegation by some guy at a liquor store or some bodega or whatever the hell that was. That doesn't seem, that sounds very, like, you know, like Cuba-like to me, you know? Aren't we supposed to have constitutional rights and civil rights and all these rights and all of that we all fight for? That doesn't make any sense. Again, that's what the justice system is for. It was all, I don't know that it was all staged. I don't know how you could stage all that. I don't know that you can stage all that, Georgette, honestly. So yeah, and at the rate that we're going, not only are we, you know, I don't know that we're ever going to get back into the White House, but also a lot of these people that are now in Congress, the Democrats will take you out. Yeah, your own party won't. You know, your own people will have you. You won't have anybody else running up against you that will take you out. But the Democrats will target you. They will move 10, or not 10, but 1-2 million people to your district, or whatever, and they will take you out. And if it's not now, they'll take you out in 2024. So never, you know, life is a wheel of fortune. Be careful, you know. So never be so sure. There's no amount of money, there's no amount of power that you have that guarantees anything in this life. And especially when, you know, when you done everything you've done based on the word of God, you know. Don't go out there and preach and say God, 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 and do all the anti-godly things that a lot of these people do. Greed, 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 greed. Did anybody send money to those the families of the veterans who died in Afghanistan? Do you guys know? Did any of our Congress people send, you know, say like, here's a $50,000 check? I mean, it's only 13 families, you know. I mean, these people have families. Yeah, we're gonna mourn their death. Okay, well, yeah, but what is that gonna do? Did anybody send them a $50,000 check? Or make sure somebody took care of their child's college education or their future or anything? Did anybody do that? Because I've seen some of these people fundraise millions of dollars. Where is that money going? I'm just saying. Anyway, stay awake, guys. Stay awake. And don't be fooled. And life is like a wheel of fortune. Remember that, okay? Nobody, not even Trump, had the power to take anybody out or do whatever. And I know they're trying to build a team or whatever, and but first of all, you got to build a strong team. First of all, you got to build a real team. First of all, you got to build a team that will never backstab you. First of all, you got to build a team that will never sell out on you. First of all, you got to build a team who has morals. If you don't have morals, the only reason why I've supported President Trump since the beginning, and I still do, and to this day, no matter what anybody says, I literally, like, I will never, ever, ever, I can tell you that I won't stop supporting him no matter what he does, is because I feel the guy has a huge heart. And because I feel that everything he's done it from his heart. And I feel he never, ever, ever did this for profit. You want to make money? Go start a freaking business, you freaking lowlives. Go start a business. You don't consider yourself good enough? Is politics your only way? I thought you were business people. Go back to the freaking strip club. Go wherever you gotta go, but go make money somewhere else. Because these are the type of people that eventually are going to destroy whatever Trump. Well, I mean, whatever President Trump did so much good, right? Biden already destroyed half of it or more, and these people are going to be they're going to destroy whatever's left if he doesn't get real strong people, not just a bunch of grifters, opportunists behind him, because that's what they are, a lot of them. Okay, bye guys.